Yeah, absolutely. So, really the plot, in my mind, it's like a combination of A Bronx Tale and Breaking Bad. So the main protagonist of the story is named Costantino Caduto Jr. Um, and the story arc of his character is really somebody who grew up in a family surrounded by organized crime, kind of avoided it, had a powerful patriarch, Milwaukee Mafia boss, as his grandfather, same name, Costantino Sr. And, he kind of avoided that, went through college, had a successful business career, and then went through a traumatic divorce. At the same time, his grandfather passes away, and he gets sucked back into that life. At the same time, trying to reconnect with his daughter Maddie. I mean, the things that I think people latch onto the story, and certainly the things that I love. Cost is certainly a flawed character, but it's really a family drama surrounded by crime. The other thing that I think folks will really get into is Milwaukee's at the core of this novel. It'll feel lived in. It'll feel like these characters only live in the city. There's a lot of Easter eggs at different locations where I grew up. I don't mind sharing the opening chapter is the wake of Costantino Sr.'s he's kind of the specter over the novel, as opposed to a lived-in character in it, because he passes away to start the novel. But I will tell you, there are some true stories that are in that opening chapter that are really powerful. The second chapter is by and large centered around the eulogy, and Steve, it's almost verbatim the eulogy that I gave at my grandfather's funeral, which was an important moment in my life and the ability to honor him. So there's a lot of me in the story arc for sure. It's raw, it's gritty, and the stories that I love are kind of the slow burn type stories. Like the example I'll give, and I say this kind of tongue in cheek, but it's true. Breaking Bad's amazing, but you really got to get through the first 3 episodes of Walter White in his underwear to get to the action. But it builds up the character so much that you're totally invested in him by the time his fall begins. And I really tried to model the novel that way as well. It's not a soap opera. It's not a shoot 'em up crime drama. It is a gritty story. I want it to feel like, for your listeners, if you watch The Wire, you quickly take away from the fact this show doesn't exist anywhere but Baltimore. I want this novel to feel Milwaukee very much so, and I want the community to really get around it, because the city meant a lot to me growing up. It still does. Certainly this story has a lot of me in it, and putting myself out there's been a bit scary, but it's been rewarding and a lot of fun, man. Sorry, I've given you a really long-winded answer. I'm just really passionate about